Hi, good evening. My name is Brian Ledbetter. I'm from the fabulous constituency of Edmonton Centre.
Yes!
My question, aside from healthcare, what do you, as candidates, believe are the most pressing or highest priority policy issues going into the next election? And what do you believe the Alberta Liberal Party position should be, or your personal perspective would be on those issues going into the next election? Thank you.
Right, okay. First of all is the economy and the environment must go forward hand in hand from now on. We have no credibility if we don't do that. Secondly, the economy and knowledge-based and creative-based sectors like development of software, the arts, the film sector, we have to develop alternative economies for us. We need to see Alberta as a modern urban province and work a new deal out with the municipalities. And we need to see education as an investment. We end up with an asset there. It is educated citizens, and that is an asset we can take to the bank. Thank you.
To the last full question that everybody will receive time to respond on, and then what I'm going to do in the interest of the citizen is actually have everybody who's standing say your question prior to moving to closing statements, so at least the candidates can actually hear the full extent of the question that you had planned to ask them. So we'll move to the last question.
Hi, my name's Tessa Labastide. I'm from Calgary Mountain View. My question is, parties are formed on a vision. We have a certain worldview, and we have certain solutions to fix problems that may be smart, but might not be popular. But a party also has to win, and for that you need the sexy popular ideas. So how do you see the balance between the smart action versus the popular action?
Thanks. That is our ongoing struggle that you've just identified. And I think, one, you know when you have to undertake an issue because it's the right thing to do. It's in your gut. You have to do it. We talked about supporting mental health initiatives because it's our responsibility to look after the vulnerable. It's that kind of thing that's a gut reaction and you follow it. But I also think we recognize as Liberals that there is a place for government. Government is a good thing and can be a good thing. We need government to do the things the private sector will not do if it can't make money. And that's what government does. Thank you.
What we're going to do is actually, in order to make sure that your questions are asked, those of you who are standing, we'll have you say your name, say your question, and then we'll have all the questions stated, and then we'll move to the concluding comments. And in order to not run too over time, we're going to keep it to 1 minute and 45 seconds for your concluding statement. So again, professionalism pulls in to be valuable in this case. So if you can just state your name.
Yes, my name is Tamara Seiler, and I'm from Calgary. A difficult question perhaps, but I'll try to make it quick. I was interested, you know, one of the fundamental facts of Alberta life is the centrality of the oil industry here, which is arguably both a blessing and a curse. And my question is, what kind of concrete things would you envision doing as a leader of the opposition, or indeed in government, to try to find the right balance vis-a-vis the oil industry? Particularly with regard to royalties on the one hand and environmental regulation on the other.
Thank you. Next question.
Well, we've had questions from women, so here's a clear question.
Bravo.
This is kind of difficult for me, so bear with me. I have a question because I'm a Liberal because one of the major reasons is because I am not happy with how the government has treated GTBLQ issues, and that's gay, lesbian, transgendered, generally bi, and generally queer. But I'm going to still nitpick one issue because I refuse to let it die. What everyone now knows as Bill 44, everyone remembers that? What will you as a leader do to continue to fight against this bill which forces children who are uncertain with who they are, who are worried, upset, horrified at their own person, to have to bring themselves forth and ask their teacher or their counselor themselves what's wrong with themselves, why they feel this way, why people look at them funny. What are you going to do to address Bill 44 when it keeps the environment they grow up in, an environment that is toxic to them, when it should be one that has already told them that it's okay to be who you are. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Don Thompson. My question is this. Most of the questions here have been around your personal policies to answer Alberta problems and Albertans' problems, which leads me to believe that many of the members here are seeking a Moses to lead us into the promised land. I believe this is one person can do it all as a simplistic viewpoint. What plans or ideas do you have to change the Alberta Liberal Party from a top-down organization back into a team effort?
Yeah.
Dale Fisher from Calgary Foothills. It has already been mentioned that this is our second year in a row of teachers being laid off. In the past, Calgary had everyone had the capacity to raise their own school taxes. Now that is, the school taxes are confiscated by the provincial government, and I believe Calgary gets 70% back. What is your position of returning the ability to raise education taxes to the communities?
My name is Bharat Agnihotri. Alberta government is dependent on oil and gas. My question to all four candidates is, what's your plan to diversify the economy?
Balgura is my name, and my question is, if you look around this room, all the Alberta citizenry is not represented here. And the health of any political party will be determined by who are their members and how healthy their book is, the membership book is. So the question is, how are you going to bring those people? There's none black person in this room. Are they outlawed? Are they part of this province? I mean, I can go on. What would you do to bring those people in?
And you have the honor of being the last question of the evening. And so since that was a slew of questions, I'll just summarize those questions, and we'll actually make sure at the cost of actually incurring the wrath of the organizers, we'll give you the full 2 minutes for your conclusions, because I think there's quite a lot there. But if we can recall, the questions on the oil industry, sexuality rights, question about team effort and alternating the top-down approach, question on raising education taxes, question on diversifying the economy, and ultimately a question on diversifying the party. So there we had a slew of questions. It's up to you to choose whether you respond to those or stick to your concluding remarks, but we will stick to 2 minutes each. And what we're going to do is start here at the end of the table with Laurie and work back downwards in the opposite direction that we started. So Laurie, Lakeman?
Okay. Thanks very much, everybody, for coming out. It's great to see the room just stuffed, so thank you. This is an amazing, amazing province. We have so much, and sometimes we don't take advantage of that the way we should. So we're too greedy in some cases, and we don't risk enough in other cases. So part of what I want to create is a province both for us, but also for the future. So it is about a savings plan for non-renewable resource revenue. I am firm on that, must happen. But it's also about, I mentioned the Citizens Assembly that would look at, that would review how government gets revenue, and that we would listen to what they said back to us. I think education, funding of education and post-secondary education is important, and I would return requisitioning powers to the local school board. Generally speaking, local decision making is better. You need the overall policy from the provincial government only in matters of monitoring and things like immunization. Bill 44, clearly I would be rescinding and completely eliminating the parental opt-out section of it. I worked really hard to get sexual orientation into the Human Rights Act, and it was a huge blow to have that bill come forward with absolutely hateful discriminatory language in it, so no, that would be out. The top-down part of the province and how we get diversifying who is here is about going to them. So if we want to have more Somalis in this room, we need to be going out to them and making it clear that we welcome them. They don't know where we are, they don't know how to find us. So part of that is about going out to them and introducing ourselves and gathering them in. But we talked a lot about using social media and how we can use social media, and to me that's about policy as we work. And a lot of times the MLAs are left out there figuring stuff out on the fly, and I would love to be able to have that kind of instant feedback that we can use social media for, where I was getting stuff from you guys. Thank you so much. I will buy you a coffee tomorrow morning if you come and see me in the restaurant upstairs to help you get over the wonderful hospitality that you will be receiving from others tonight. That's my closing. Thank you.